The Hills have always been a close family, living near each other in their Derbyshire village. But one person is missing from this picture. Stephen Hill worked as a sandwich delivery man, but he'd been having problems with his health.
He always put it down because his early starts to work and getting up at 4 o'clock, and that's why you're always tired and struggling. And then when he left work and he was still tired and he was still struggling, that's when we first knew.
Steve was referred for tests on his heart. He stopped work and applied for ESA. At his first work capability assessment in 2010, wife Denise was by his side. What happened at that first assessment?
She checked him out, she did his blood pressure and she did his heart, and she says to see a doctor as soon as.
Steve saw his consultant shortly afterwards. Within days, he was diagnosed with heart failure. Then his ESA results arrived. Remember, it was the Atos assessor who told Steve to seek urgent medical help. He was passed fit for work. How did you both feel when you found out that he had failed?
Shocked. Because what she'd said, and like I said to him, you've got to appeal now because you're not very well, you've got to go.
Steve won his appeal, but the relief was short-lived. Within weeks, he was called back for another assessment. The process was starting again.
I got a letter for another medical. And I couldn't believe it. He'd got to go for a medical when he was waiting for an heart operation. How mad's that?
According to Denise, the second assessor seemed more interested in Steve's knee than anything else.
And I said, what about his heart? And she just turned around and said, we're not here to talk about his heart today, we're here to talk about his knee. And his heart, why? Well, that was the main thing. Knee went out at the side of his heart.
Once again, Steve got 0 points. In the report, the assessors said significant disability due to cardiovascular problems seems unlikely. What effect did that second assessment have on him?
It was starting to get to him then. He felt belittled. You believe doctors are right because they're medical, they're professionals. I think he started thinking, well, I must be okay now, I must be fit for work if they're telling me that I am. And then took Hoover out and hoovered car out. And as he's taking Hoover back into house, that's when he collapsed and had his heart attack and died.
Stephen Hill died just 39 days after being found fit for work.
I've lost my best friend. The person I could talk to. Tell me problems.
That's it, nice and gentle.
See, we've been having to keep going and signing on and going to doctors, and he shouldn't have been doing all that. He should have been here relaxing, waiting for his operation, not worrying about getting notes for this and notes for that.
Between January and August last year, an average of 32 people who the Department of Work and Pensions ruled could be helped back to work died every week.